My name's Carrie, and this is my sister Julie, and we come on here because we are the founders of A Natural Shift, and we want to help you make healthy simple. We want to keep it simple. So we love to give you ideas and maybe different ways of thinking about things, different tips based on time of the year, different things that are going on. So we thought today it would be a great time to talk about, obviously, the holidays are upon us. So how do you stay healthy during the holidays? Because a lot of people, I just hear so many people say, oh, I just feel terrible after the holidays. I just have either gained weight or I don't feel well. I just, I basically just ditched whatever my normal routine was and just kind of went with the flow. Not that that's a bad thing. I like to stray off the norm, as well, because it's just a special time of year. But how can you stay on track, but also enjoy some of obviously, the great things about this holiday season? So we wanted to give you some tips around that. And first thing is eat clean whenever you can. So instead of just kind of ditching your regular diet completely, whether that be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, snacks, all of that, maybe you could think about eating clean, all throughout the day. And then at night, if you have somewhere to go, maybe have a few treats such as that. So number one, breakfast. I usually always, especially during the week, I always keep breakfast what I call clean. And that usually entails an egg, maybe some sauteed vegetables, kale, whatever it might be, fruit, some healthy granola, something like that is a great breakfast that's going to not, have you on a sugar high, whether it's, now I love a good cinnamon roll or a biscuit or pastry or something like that, a muffin, but lots of times that leaves me feeling hungry mid-morning, and it just doesn't tide me over and set me up for a good day. So I always like to try to keep it really clean during breakfast time. And lunch, pretty much lunch is always a salad for me. I love to eat salads for lunch just because it's easy, it's quick and fast. I can go in my kitchen. I have usually all the things for a great salad on hand. I can whip it up really quick, and I don't have to think about it much. And that's really important because you don't always want to be just racking your brain for healthy things to eat. And if you do feel like that, a lot of times you just don't even want to waste the time and effort on it. So you just end up eating something that maybe not as good for you and will then lead you to maybe want to snack more. That's usually how, if I start off the day not so great, it's like the whole rest of the day I'm thinking, well, I didn't start off that great. So I think I can just, today's just going to be one of those days. So I would just encourage you to try to keep it pretty clean, especially during the first half of the day and into lunch. So that's normally how I do it. And honestly, if I were to, I guess, told myself maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I'm just going to have to eat a salad every day for lunch, I might have thought that was boring. But we have lots of ways to make your salad special. Even if you add basically the same ingredients to it, you can always switch it up in different ways. So we have a great post on that on our website if you want to go check that out. It's different ways to make a salad dressings, all of those things. We have you set up for that. And then dinner, just word to wise on that. Try to keep it, if you're at home, just try to keep your normal meal going. Obviously, if you're out and about, you may eat something special, but don't save up all your calories for a special dinner. If you're going out, make sure that you have a snack. That's so important. And actually, this is one of my favorite snacks, this smoothie. I have a smoothie in my little container here. And I love to make those. Maybe if I know I'm going somewhere that night, I'll make one mid-afternoon, just so it fills me up and doesn't make me just starving when I get to where I'm going. So those are a few of my tips so far, and now Julie's going to take it over and tell you kind of what to watch out for if you are going out to some kind of function or special occasion.
Yes, those are all great tips and a great segue into what about when you are going somewhere, because there's always tons of fun parties and events in the during the holiday season. And I know myself, if I get a little bit off track, I just really start to feel terrible, and then it's easier to just eat bad. If you've been eating bad, it's just like, oh, well, I ate this, so I'll, it's okay if I eat this now because I already didn't do well earlier in the day, which goes back to Carrie's point. I 100% agree. I know that if I don't eat a healthy breakfast, it just throws me off for the rest of the day. And if I eat something that's super sugary, then it just makes me crave sugar the rest of the day. So definitely try to start your day off right, even if it goes a little awry the rest of the day. At least you started well. When you are going out to a party or some type of function, try to see what the options are and try to pick the least processed option. You know, if there's something fresh there, try to go with that, fresh fruits, vegetables, those type things. And definitely, as Carrie said, don't go there hungry, because that you're going to overeat and you're going to make not so great choices. So what I like to do is I like to have a small snack before I go. It may be a smoothie like Carrie mentioned, or, you know, just something to snack on, some nuts, maybe even some type of bar. We love RX bars. Those are pretty good protein bars. But I'll do something like that and drink lots of water before I go to some type of event. Now, another thing that you could consider, and I've also done this as well, is make a drink with apple cider vinegar. That also really helps. It helps with appetite, but it also helps with cleansing your body, especially if you know you're about to eat some things that aren't so great for you. Using some of your citrus essential oils and apple cider vinegar in water with a little bit of stevia. I have a couple of different posts that we've done on Facebook, and they're also on our website with those ingredients in a drink, and it's delicious. But that will help kind of fill you up a little bit so you don't overeat. Now, talking about the best kind of options to pick at an event or at a party, raw fruits and vegetables, like we said. Try to avoid the dips, you know, the ranch dip or that fruit dip that's really nothing but sugar. And I want to give you a tip on that as well. If you are the one hosting the party, or maybe you're bringing something to a party, I would encourage you to bring something that is on the healthier side. You know, at least you know that you'll have a healthy option there, and there's probably so much other heavy stuff that you can add something, you know, a little bit healthier or fresh to the mix. So going back to the raw vegetables, instead of the ranch dip, do something like hummus. That's a great thing to dip veggies in. You know, it's got fiber and protein, will keep you fuller longer. And then for the fruit, if you want some type of fruit dip, like that cream cheese dip that you often see in the containers over with the fruit in the grocery store, one thing that is so good, it tastes so much better than that, is just to get some yogurt. You could get vanilla yogurt, or you could get just plain yogurt. And I like to put a couple of drops of wild orange essential oil in that, and it tastes delicious. Now, if I get plain yogurt, I'll typically add a drizzle of honey or something like that to sweeten it up a little bit. But that is just absolutely delicious. And that's actually really good with just some granola sprinkled on it, just FYI, for like a snack or breakfast. For protein, when you're out at a party, you know, choose some healthier meat options if you can. You know, often there are things like turkey and ham, things like that. So kind of fill up a little bit more on that type thing in the fruits and vegetables than all of the pastries. Also, for protein, nuts are a great option. They're typically nuts at a party. And save this time of year for, if there's something that you know, for instance, maybe it's like pumpkin pie. Let's just take that for instance. If there's something that you know that you only get once a year and you absolutely love it, don't eat all the other like chocolate chip cookies that you could get any time of year. Like save up for, you know, that one. I don't mean overeat. I mean, just like save, you know, your sweet treat for something like that you only get one time of year. As far as drinks, I always like to mention, drink water. Try not to avoid filling up on those empty calories with things like cider that has a lot of sugar in it, hot chocolate, cocktails with lots of sugar. Just kind of be mindful of that, because really you can consume so many calories and so much sugar just in what you drink alone. So try to stick with water. Also, a lot of those foods that you eat during the holidays and at parties are really full of sodium. So you really need a lot of water to kind of flush all that out, and probably there's some of the toxins that you ate too in that out of your body. And the last thing that I want to say before I let Carrie take over the next topic or the next section is, don't beat yourself up. Like if you go to a party and you just like totally overeat and just like fall off of the wagon, so to speak, okay, you know what? It happened. move on. The next day is a brand new day. It's a day for you to start over with that healthy breakfast and make wise choices the next day. So don't think that you're, oh my gosh, the whole month is gone, I just overate. No. Always think, because I do this all the time. I think, wow, I didn't do so well today. And then my next thought is, well, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to do better. So always just think tomorrow's a new day.
That's right. If anything that would be a great tip for somebody that does feel like they fluctuate a lot, they'll go through periods of eating good for like a couple months and then falling off the wagon. It is that simple statement that you just said, there's always a new day the next day. I mean, just for instance, Sunday, we celebrated my birthday. There was something at church. I mean, I ate bad pretty much all day, I'll be honest. But, I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. I enjoyed it. And then I got back on track the next day. So it's not that, we're giving you all these great tips. It's not that we do this 24/7. We do the same things. We go and we enjoy ourselves. And I think that's great. I don't want for you guys to think that we don't do any of these things that we're talking about. We only stick to the things that we're giving you instructions on today. Really, we use this in our everyday life, from day to day. We do good, we do bad. We just try to always stay on that same track. So just know that we're all in this together. Nobody's perfect whatsoever. So if you don't take anything else away, take that one tip, because that will get you feeling, back on track, and you don't feel just terrible the whole month or, into January, whatever it might be. So next I wanted to talk about, staying on your supplement routine is really key. And we've done talks on supplements before that you can go back and find. So I won't spend a lot of time on this, but this is one way that I know we both stay on track, because if you don't have a good foundation, it is very hard to maybe recover as quickly from eating something that's bad and you feel terrible. You can't recover quite as quickly. You're going to feel a little bit worse for longer, and you're just going to have more of those fluctuations and cravings if you don't have a great foundation. So, of course, we always recommend a great multivitamin. I know we both take the Lifelong Vitality that doTERRA has. It's just the best foundation that you can possibly have, in my opinion. It will benefit anybody that took it. So making sure that, when things are kind of off track and you're not necessarily on your regular routine, really making sure to still at least take your supplements is a great thing to just kind of anchor your day, even if you have fluctuations in what you eat that aren't normally what you would have. Also, of course, using essential oils is something that we do all the time to help us our bodies to stay healthy and function properly. And I love what you mentioned about using lemon in your water to kind of flush out some of those things. Anytime I eat something bad, mainly sugar, I always get a headache. And I'll always turn to lemon water because it really helps me get over that quicker. And also a little tip for you guys that you may not know, Zendicrine is the detoxification blend, and a lot of times I'll take, they make a soft gel form, or you can use the oil. I'll take one of those, and it really helps to flush out all of those things and get me back on track quicker. So I love to that's my little tool in my back pocket that I use. A lot of people don't know a lot about that blend and don't have it. So if you don't have that one, I suggest maybe you add it to your order this month or get it in, and so you can use it during those times. Or if you just feel like you need kind of a detox period, maybe it's a week, you could use that for a week. So Julie is going to tell us a little bit now as we conclude about how to stay healthy and active during the holidays.
Yes, definitely. And another thing that I did want to mention that I thought of as you were talking about Zendicrine, another great essential oil to have, and also it comes in a soft gel, is Slim and Sassy. That is the metabolic blend, and it helps with hunger cravings, sugar cravings, and it's something that you could take between meals if you felt like, you were you have problems with appetite between meals. So I wanted to mention that as well. But talking about workouts, it's important that we don't skip exercise and at least moving our body daily during the holidays, because that will, get us more off track. We already know that for most all of us, we're going to eat things that we shouldn't. I mean, that's kind of during the holidays. it is a special time, and we do want to have some treats. We don't want to go overboard with it, but we don't want to not work out at all. So don't think, oh, well, you know, I've eaten bad. I'm not doing good with this. I'll just skip everything until January. Because guess what? Come January, you're going to be feeling really bad. And when you have to get back into, you know, your workouts and a healthier routine, it's going to be a lot harder.
Like starting all the way over.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I mean, I know that I have done that, you know, similar to that before, where I didn't work out for, you know, even like 2-3 weeks. And I mean, like, when I did, like, I thought, oh my gosh, like my heart rate's so fast, I'm breathing so heavy, you know. So try to at least keep up with, even if it's just going for a simple walk with your family. Maybe you have family in town. After you have your nice meal, holiday meal, whatever, go for a walk. Like, do something kind of to stay active. One thing that I absolutely love to do, and this time of year, again, so busy, you don't maybe have time to spend 45 minutes to an hour working out or going to the gym. I don't go to a gym, and I know Carrie doesn't either. We work out at home. It helps save time. You know, I don't have to get dressed. Like, I can work out when I first wake up in the morning. Doesn't even matter what I look like or if I brush my teeth. So, you know, doing things at home, there are tons of workout routines that are free online. Like, you can just go into YouTube and type in what type of workout you want to do, and there'll be tons of stuff pull up. And there's some really good workouts there. I do several of those, you know, online like that. One thing that I like to do is a HIIT routine, HIIT, high intensity interval training. It's actually HIIT, if you're not familiar with that. But that is a shorter routine that is more of like sort of like burst training. So you kind of go at it really hard for a shorter amount of time. So that saves you time. But the other nice thing about HIIT routines is they really burn lots and lots of calories. So again, awesome. We're consuming more calories. We really need to burn more calories. So I would encourage you to just go online, you know, put that into YouTube, and you'll find lots of routines that you can do right at home. Don't require weights. In fact, most HIIT routines don't require any weights. So it's super simple and easy. Another thing that I wanted to mention, as sort of a healthier treat this time of year, is after I work out is typically when I drink my smoothie. I drink smoothies like Carrie, and I like to consume mine after I work out because I usually use some collagen protein in those, and you know, it's just a nice way to get your protein and have a, you know, after workout snack. But there are two types that I make more during the holiday season. One is a peppermint mocha. So, you know, you're kind of getting that holiday treat in a healthier smoothie. So, you know, when we make smoothies, we just use a base of liquid, whether it's coconut milk, almond milk, it could be coconut water, it could be plain water. And then you want to add your greens, because really you're not going to be able to taste those, especially if you use spinach. Kale has a little bit of a taste to it. So if you're not used to doing that, I would start with spinach. I can put that in the kids' smoothies, and they don't even taste it. So really doesn't taste at all. But great way to get in some nutrition there. And then I'll add, for the peppermint mocha, I typically always add a banana for the sweetness. That's how I sweeten the smoothie. I'll add my protein powder. And then I'll do some chocolate. You could use cocoa or cacao powder, which is just kind of a more natural form of that. And then a couple of drops of peppermint essential oil. And it's just like a peppermint mocha. It is delicious. So that's one. And then my other, has been my absolute favorite recently, is a gingerbread smoothie. So same kind of, yes. So, same kind of base with, you know, your liquid, your greens. I still do a banana for the sweetness. And then I will add some pumpkin pie spice, which if you don't have that, cinnamon works great. I've done it with just cinnamon. And I will also add a spoonful of pumpkin puree. A lot of times this time of month, you're making, you know, something that calls for pumpkin, and there's always some left. And I'll take what's out of the can and store it in my fridge, but just give it that in the smoothie. And then I'll add a couple of drops of ginger essential oil. And it is so good. And I also put my protein powder in there. It is so, so good. You guys totally.
I'm trying that. Totally trying that.
It's like I'm thinking about it now. I need to work out so I can totally have that, you know. But those are just kind of some ways to treat yourself. You know, you're getting something healthy, but it's also kind of a seasonal treat, so to speak. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is be sure to think about things also with staying healthy this holiday season. Think about things like as simple as hand washing, you know, making sure, because Carrie talked about your supplements and your routine to keep your immune system healthy. Obviously, we've got to make sure we're killing germs. We love to use our On Guard hand sanitizer and our On Guard soap. And then also diffusing essential oils in your home. So On Guard, which is the protective blend that really helps boost the immune system. That's probably one of my favorites. And it smells very holiday-ish. It has cinnamon and clove in it and wild orange, and it just smells delicious. So that's a way to keep your immune system healthy, because all of the added processed foods, salt, sugar, does depress your immune system. So you're going to be more likely to get sick. You know, so we have to do everything we possibly can to keep our immune systems healthy. And then lastly, I wanted to say that as we're, you know, having all this fun and, you know, going to all these parties and things, if you're like us, I know we experience this every year, you know, come about Christmas, you know, between Christmas and New Year's, we're like, I'm done with eating this food. I feel sick. I'm ready for something new and fresh. So I would encourage you to consider, go ahead and plan for January and, you know, plan to do a cleanse or a detox. We run our detox in January. It's a guided detox. It's going to start January the 7th. We'll be posting about that, and we do incorporate supplements and essential oils in that so that you get a deeper, better cleanse. But think about doing that, and again, we'll be mentioning that a little bit more over the next few weeks. Carrie, did you want to mention what the topics were for the next couple of weeks?
Sure.
Yeah. I had those written down.
Every week we have to come up with something that is relevant to the time of year, and that really we feel like you'll get a lot out of. So next week I thought we would talk about different gifts that you could give, maybe the health conscious person, or maybe you're health conscious and you want to give a gift to somebody that maybe knows them in the right direction. We wanted to give you some ideas for that. Then the week before Christmas, Wednesday, sorry. Got to get my brain right. We're going to talk about how you can make the dishes that you take to your family gatherings a little bit healthier, different options for maybe dips or desserts and things like that. We wanted to share some of the things that we love and have tried before to give you some different ideas. So that's the next 2 weeks of topics. And of course, I'll post a reminder on the Wednesday morning about 9 o'clock before we go on live at 12:30. So we're so glad that you joined us today. I love talking through these things because it helps remind me too. We always need reminders and love to stay on track during this time of year. So hopefully we've helped you maybe with 1 or 2 things you can tweak for yourself and really will help you stay on track during this holiday season. So we will see you next Wednesday at 12:30 to talk about the holiday healthy gift giving guide. See you guys then. Have a great rest of your week.